Hello everybody, it's me, your average bonehead, Jay, and right now I'm working on my next big video, but that's taking a bit longer than I'd like it to. So, to fill the time, I'm going to be starting a new mini-series called Scully Shorts. Think of them as my traditional bonehead reviews, but a lot more streamlined. Smaller videos where I just want to get my thoughts and critiques of any given episode of any given show off right off the bat. Sounds good? Alright, so for our first one of these, I want to just keep it a bit more close to a show I've already talked about a few times, with the Loud House episode, Cheer Pressure. The plot is that Lynn Jr., as well as Margot and Paula, don't believe that cheerleading is actually a real sport. So they make a bet with the cheerleaders that they can do it just as well as they can, and that they'll have a competition to see who can do it better, and that the loser will have to ride in the trailer with Cricky the kangaroo to all their games for the whole season. Lynn, Margot, and Paula tried different ways of practicing, but then quickly realized that cheerleading's a lot harder than they thought it was. Luckily, they'd run into Meryl and Cheryl, who revealed to them that they used to be known as the Split Sisters. No, I said Split Sisters. And they offered to train them. And after a nice training montage, it's finally time for the competition, with the only hang-up for the girls being that they have to wear skirts, which it turns out they actually like. Character development. Wow, this show always finds new ways to make the tomboys in this family look very cute. Alright, the FBI should be knocking down my door any minute now. The three of them do pretty good at first, but then the cheerleaders come on and utterly wipe the floor with them. So Lynn, Margot, and Paula lose the competition. But then, in a surprisingly rare moment for Lynn Jr., she apologizes to the cheerleaders. She admits that she was wrong and that she shouldn't have been treating them that way. The cheerleaders forgive them, and as a way to say thanks, they end up pulling some strings to make it so that their coach has to go into the trailer for the trip, as punishment for wasting school funds on a live kangaroo and a personal masseuse. And now the six of them are all friends. And Lynn, Paula, and Margot are still wearing the skirts, showing that they do in fact like them now. Character development. If I were to give this episode any form of criticism, it's that it's weird that Maddie isn't in it, considering how prominent she usually is in Lynn Jr.-centric episodes that involve her friends. But that's a minor nitpick, because other than that, this is a really good episode. Even though, like most episodes in this show, it's pretty predictable of where the plot's gonna go, it's just a nice episode to watch with a good message and great development for Lynn Jr. We desperately need more episodes like these for Lynn Jr., cause I am sick and tired of people thinking that she's a bad character because of a few minor slip-ups, because she really has been becoming a really great character, and I really appreciate the writers for finally figuring out how to use her properly. So, overall, I highly recommend this episode, and as for Lynn Jr. herself, well, with as how far down she's fallen, only place now to go is up, and with episodes like these, it's clearly showing that that's the path she's taking. Here's to people finally seeing that Lynn Jr. is a great character after all. Now, I'm your average bonehead Jay, and I wish you all good night.